Hey English 1101 friends, this video is designed to give you a short guide through the syllabus for this course. If you go into D2L and you click on the syllabus, that should link you to the syllabus for this course. If you want a more printer-friendly version of the same information, you can go into this additional course information and guidelines. It's roughly the same information, just in a Word document. I'm going to jump over to the simple syllabus format and go through it since it's the official version for the college. But this video will hopefully guide you through the basic rules and guidelines, that basic course syllabus information. Here's the CRN number for this course if you need it, 80719. It's obviously English Composition 1, Fall 2, 2024. We meet Tuesdays 6 to 7:15. This course, I want to point out just one little piece of information in the course description, which is this part that says, with emphasis on exposition, analysis, and argumentation. If you want to understand the core organization of this class, we're going to write those three kinds of papers this semester. We're going to start with exposition, writing that answers who, what, when, where. The first two papers we're going to write, the definition paper, the narrative paper, and the research narrative. They are all trying to answer those exposition, who, what, when, where questions. Analysis, which is the middle, we get to the middle of the semester, we're going to write the film analysis. Analysis is interested in answering how did this happen, how does this work, those kinds of questions. And then the last two papers that we will write this semester are argumentation papers. Argumentation is interested in why. Why did this happen? Why should I agree with you? Why should I change my mind? Why do these things work the way? Why did these things fit together this way? Those kinds of analytical, critical thinking questions. This course is an introduction to research skills. So obviously we're going to write that research narrative. It'll be the third paper that we write, so we'll go over those basic research skills too. In terms of readings and assignments, please, I ask you to come to class with something relevant and useful to say, especially on the days when I ask you to read essays that we're going to use as models for our writing, or on the workshop days, I'm going to ask you to read each other, make sure that you've read each other's work, both so that you can write your response to it, but so that we'll have something to talk about in class. In the best version of this class, this is not a lecture class, and the farther we get into the semester, the more you all should contribute to the class discussion. If I need to communicate with you outside of class, I will usually do that with a D2L announcement, and if I need to give you something lengthy or a document, I will email it to you in the Outlook email. Please don't email me using D2L email. I truly do not like D2L email. I almost never use it. And so your best bet is to email me using Outlook email, jsullins@highlands.edu. Turn work in that way. I'll return it back to you that way. As it says right here, while I use D2L for content management, I don't use its email system if I can possibly avoid it. There is also, please, if you're going to email work to me, if you submit an assignment to me via email, please submit assignments as attachment in docx format, no PDFs, no shared documents, please. Assignments, there's this basic information about assignments, 12-point standard font. The big important piece of information is please put your name, class, and date on all the work you turn in. When I open a paper and start grading it, I need to know who to give the grade to, so put your name on your paper. And also, all formal papers require an assignment-specific title, not paper 2 or research paper or something boring like that. Come up with a creative, unique to your assignment title. During class, while we're in class on Tuesdays, anybody can ask any writing-related question that they want to, so please don't keep yourself from asking a question because you're afraid it will sound obvious or unsophisticated. I want us to have a classroom environment in which everybody feels free to ask about or speak about whatever they want in terms of writing or the things we have read or anything along those lines. We will not take any quizzes in this class. unless something catastrophic happens, which I cannot imagine. If you want to talk to me about rough drafts of your paper, I will happily do that, but you are not required to do that at all. We can do that in person in class time on Tuesday or Thursday evening, or over email, or Teams, which is taking the place of Zoom, whatever is most convenient for you. Class attendance is necessary, especially since we only meet once a week. So if you miss 5 classes, you will need permission from my boss, the department chair, to continue in classes. While class is going on, try not to wander in and out of the classroom. You need to go to the bathroom, you need to answer the phone, you go do it. Just try not to do it 2 or 3 times every class. And if I am more than 15 minutes late, you are free to leave. If you are more than 15 minutes late, I may count you absent. Please also don't film, record, or photograph me, the class, the classroom, or any documents or people associated with the course. And that means photos, videos, Snapchats, TikToks, whatever. Academic honesty and integrity. This is mainly plagiarism. The important part here is to avoid plagiarism, and we will talk more about this when we get to the research paper, because it's the only thing that you will be required to use outside sources for. To avoid plagiarism, you must cite all quotations, summaries, and paraphrases, as well as any facts or ideas that are not common knowledge. We can talk in class about how to cite things, but behind that, how to cite correctly is the question of what do I need to cite. And as it says right here, you need to cite all quotations, summaries, and paraphrases. And you should be careful to put paraphrases and summaries in your own words. There's also a section down below this related to plagiarism about using and abusing AI. I want to discourage you as much as I can from using AI. It's bad for the environment. It is on some level intellectual theft because of how it was made. But on a more practical level for you all, this semester, there's some basic information about what's acceptable. Should you choose to use AI, if I just can't convince you to not use it, should you choose to use AI, there's some basic information about what's permitted and what's not permitted. That boils down to rough drafts, outlines, as it says right here, writing a draft. The use of generative AI tools is not permitted for using it to impersonate yourself, completing group work that the group is assigned to you, writing a draft of a writing assignment, or writing entire sentences, paragraphs, or papers to complete class assignments. So if you're using it to brainstorming and refining ideas and research questions, drafting an outline, rough drafts, rough versions, to some extent, yes, that's acceptable. But when you get to the finished final version of your paper that you're going to turn into me, there shouldn't be any trace or evidence of AI left in that. And use of AI tools must be properly documented and cited in each particular use. And then if you watch the schedule video, it goes over the schedule of readings and assignments. It goes over the course grade breakdown, but here is the course grade breakdown just in the simple math. The 70% for the 7 papers we're going to write, the 30% for the other assignments, the workshop responses, the exams, those kinds of things. Again, if you need to get in touch with me, the easiest and quickest way is jsullins@highlands.edu, Outlook email. My office is just behind our classroom. It's A320B. I'm in there or available to you 4 to 5 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Email is the best and quickest way to contact me. If you have questions about course learning objectives, they're down here, and about core impacts, the recent university, these are specific to the entire university system. You can find those here, as well as career ready competencies. Here's the same attendance information that I've already gone over. Here's the grade breakdowns. Every once in a while people are like, well, what's an A, what's a B? Well, there's that information. Here's the grade breakdown that I already mentioned. If you want a specific grading rubric that is specific to each paper, but in general, papers are graded holistically, accounting for following particular assignment guidelines, what's specific to each assignment, as well as for form, like the title, the paragraphs, the structure of the paper, content, what you have to say, how clearly you communicate it, those kinds of things, what you have made, the content of what you have made, and basic writing skills like grammar and punctuation and sentence structure. I really only care about that when it starts to impede my ability to see the form and the content. We will talk about over this semester some basic writing skills and common errors. But again, those often don't matter to me until this starts slowing me down from reading what you're reading your writing and figuring out what you're trying to say. Due dates for assignments are listed, and late assignments are not accepted except in extenuating circumstances and with prior instructor approval. Late work, though, if you turn in a paper an hour or two late, that's not a problem. Late work here is this: oh, it's a day or two. It's a day late. It's 2 or 3 days late. Be in touch with me if that needs to happen, and we can probably figure something out. But be in touch with me and let me know what's going on. And then here is the course schedule that is in a separate video, but the schedule itself is also in here too if you want that. Down below it are the important dates for the semester, like Labor Day, which doesn't affect us, and that Thanksgiving break, which is the last week of Thanksgiving. If you have any questions or I can do anything to be helpful to you after you watch this video, please don't hesitate to be in touch with me at that email address. Otherwise, I look forward to this semester with y'all and doing everything I can to support you and help you get whatever you want and the success that you want out of this course. Thank y'all.